As the president of Houston Community College Southwest College campuses, Dr. Madeline Burillo-Hopkins oversees all operations at ACC's Southwest campus. This includes the Centers of Excellence in Digital and Information Technology, Advanced Manufacturing, and 5 locations with over 17,000 students per semester. Dr. Burillo-Hopkins is in charge of making Houston Community College the most highly regarded community college in the Houston area by ensuring students get a quality education, designing state-of-the-art labs and curriculum, establishing consistency, and developing community partnerships. Over the past 19 years, Dr. Burillo-Hopkins has been instrumental in bringing the following innovative education projects to Houston Community College, such as the ACC Driller Skills, the Safety Simulation Facility named Rig 1, and most recently a partnership with Apple to Tech, Coding Skills, Apple's new Swift coding language group. Dr. Burillo-Hopkins has earned the following outstanding achievements: the Expanding Women of Leadership Award, the ACC Chancellor's Medallion for Outstanding Services, the ACC Eagle Award recipient for Administrative Leadership, Houston's top 30 influential women selected by D-Mars magazine, recognized as one of Houston's 50 most influential women by Houston Women magazine. Proof that hard work pays off, Dr. Burillo-Hopkins moved to the United States from Puerto Rico. After completing ESL classes, she started a receptionist in a college financial aid office. She holds a bachelor's in arts and economics from the University of Puerto Rico, a master's in organizational management from the University of Phoenix, and a doctorate in education and educational leadership from Sam Houston State University. With over 30 years of experience, Dr. Burillo-Hopkins has held several administrative positions in higher education institutions in the areas of student services, college operations, workforce education, continuing education, corporate training, and distant education. Without question, Dr. Burillo-Hopkins' diligence and thirst for knowledge has propelled her to the top of the education field. President of the Houston Community College Southwest College campuses, her beliefs are all summarized in one of her key statements: transferring one's life through education transforms families, future generations, and our community. Cougars, please join me in extending a sincere, heartfelt Cougar Pride welcome to Dr. Madeline Burillo-Hopkins.
Good morning, Cougars. Good morning. I know you all have breakfast. Come on. Give me a real loud good morning. Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to be here this morning. I understand today's career day, and I was asked to tell you about my journey, about how I got here to be standing here talking to all of you this morning. So, before I start, I have a question for all of you. When you get in a car, or in a plane, or a bus, why do you get in a car? Why do you do that? To go places, to go somewhere. Exactly. So every day, when you wake up, each one of you is going somewhere. Each of you is going somewhere, and where you're going is your life destination. I know right now you probably don't think that the decisions that you're making today are going to affect where you're going to be tomorrow. So there was a day in my life that I was like you, in middle school, and wondering and dreaming what I was going to be like in the future. But I realized at a young age that it was up to me to create where I wanted to be. See, my life circumstances, I knew I didn't want to be there my entire life. So I needed to start looking inside and dreaming what I wanted for me. And I couldn't ask my parents to define that for me. I couldn't ask my sister to define that for me, nor my teachers. I needed to get that inside of me and create it. So I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. I need you all to close your eyes right now. Everybody close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. So I want you to imagine and think about where you want your life to be 20 years from now. I know you think it's funny, but somewhere inside of you, you have that dream of where you want to be. When I was growing up in the island of Puerto Rico, y'all heard of Puerto Rico? Right? Y'all heard what happened there last year? No? There was a hurricane, 2 hurricanes, back to back, Maria and Harvey, just like here in Houston. And the people in Puerto Rico the island already has like over a 30% unemployment rate. So things are pretty bad there. So I grew up in that island, and I used to dream of what my destination, of what I wanted to be my life in the future. I wanted a family of my own. I wanted a beautiful house, a car, money to travel, money to help my parents, health, and a job where I could make a difference in the world and be respected by others. I don't know what your dreams are, but I'm here to tell you that it's important that whatever you dream, whatever you saw for yourself, when you close your eyes, I'm going to invite you at some point today or this week, take a moment at home where you're by yourself and write that down. Draw that picture of what is it that you want to be. And let that become the compass that is going to help you make decisions every day. When you write it down, it becomes real. If you don't write it down, it won't be real. It'll be in your mind, but other people can influence what happens with that dream. When you write it down, you can see it. You put it in the refrigerator. You put it somewhere in your room that every day that you wake up, you say, that's where I'm going. That's my destination. I know what I'm here today, but I know where I'm headed. Let me tell you about my journey, which starts with my parents. My dad was an immigrant from Spain. When he was about your age, about 15, my dad was very fearful for his life because people were being killed all around him. And it was real for him. So he was desperate to save his life and to do something for his family. So what did he do? He took a picture of his family and put it in his pocket. He went to the port of Alicante, Spain. He got on a boat, and he didn't know where he was going, and he hid. Later on, he realized he ended up in Panama City, Panama. My mom was 9 years of age when her mother died, and she became the mother of 8 siblings, including a 6-month-old baby. When she was 25, with a 3rd grade education, my mom got on a plane to go to New York City, did not speak English, had a 3rd grade education, but what she had and what he had was a dream of what they wanted their life to be. See, they weren't focused on what they were at that moment. They started focusing on where they wanted to go and what they wanted to be. So my dad taught me that it was important that I created that dream for myself. Even though they were from different places than men in New York City, but my dad wanted the 2 daughters to grow up in a place that was closer in culture to his. So he moved us to Puerto Rico. He opened a body shop because that's what he knew what to do. After 6 months of his body shop being in operation, somebody broke in. You know what happened? They stole all the equipment. So he had to start all over again. He didn't let that roadblock stop him. He became a commission salesman, and my mom was taking care of us at home. Back in 1983, I have an opportunity my parents didn't have. The one thing they always told me was that in order for me to fulfill my dream and my destination, even though they couldn't give me money, they could give me the understanding that I had to set a goal and I had to have a clear picture of what my dream was going to be for my life. So when I finished So I finished college in Puerto Rico with a bachelor's degree in economics. And I told my parents, I'm going to the mainland. There's no jobs here. My parents said, we don't have much to give you, but we'll go to JCPenney and we'll get you a winter coat. And we'll go to Payless and get you a pair of short Payless boots. It was snowing in Oklahoma when I arrived. So I went to Stillwater, Oklahoma. And I thought the doors were going to open for me because I had a bachelor's degree in economics. But what I didn't have is that I did not speak English proficiently. So guess what happened? Every time I went to get and apply for a job, what happened? They wouldn't hire me. They were asking me for my green card. And I understood that people in Oklahoma didn't know much about Puerto Rico, didn't know much about my culture. But I didn't let that stop me. See, I didn't say, this is their fault. These people need to understand who I am. I said, no. I'm going to make sure that I learn to speak English fluently. And I'm going to figure out how I'm going to make it here. It's up to me, because I'm going to reach that destination. And these people are not going to stop me. Even if they ask me for a green card that I will need, I will figure out a way to make it happen. So I got a job as a receptionist. That receptionist job at Oklahoma State University brought me here today. That was the beginning of my career in higher education for 35 years. So what I knew all along, and throughout that road of a receptionist job, to a financial aid counselor, to a director of financial aid, and it kept on going, was every time I kept asking myself, what can I do? What decision can I make today to help me get there? Because I had a clear picture of what I wanted to do. Mostly, I wanted my parents to be proud of me. I wanted my family to be proud of me because I knew the sacrifices that they made. Coming from Spain, coming from New York, they were seeking hope for themselves, and that those that came after them will have a better life than they did. But they always told me it was up to me, and that I was going to be responsible to get there. They will support me, they will encourage me, they will help me with words of encouragement, but at the end of the day, they didn't have much money. So it's up to me to make things happen. So I'm here to tell you that it's important that you create that dream for yourself, that you write it down, that you figure out what is it that I want to be. And I know you're young. When I was your age, I was going to be a doctor. No, I am a doctor. I just don't wear a white coat, right? So sometimes in your dream, there might be deviations. You're stuck on a road, right? You get to a point and there are going to be many cross points. And you're going to have to make a decision. You have to decide, if I turn left, is that going to help me get closer or farther from my destination? If I go right, what's going to happen? If I let my friends influence my decisions today, is that going to help me get where I need to go or to fulfill that dream? Sometimes we focus on the wrong things, and life can be complicated. Even at your age, life can be complicated. But what's really important is not what happens to you, but how you react to that. What do you decide to do in those circumstances? So I want you to make sure today, or at some time in the next few days, again, where you're quiet in a place, decide and think, what's my dream? Where do I want to be? And why do you want to get there? And there has to be purpose. It's not just about a house and a car. What is your purpose in life? What is it that you want to give back to others at some point in your life? It has to have meaning. It has to have meaning to you. And whatever that means, you get to decide that. So the cars and everything else will come, but if you follow the passion of what's inside your heart and make every decision to get you there, Make every day that you wake up towards that destination count. Be engaged every day in making one step or taking one decision that is going to help you get closer to that. Don't let other people deviate you. Don't let your friends, don't let your family deviate you over that dream that you want to accomplish. Be smart for yourself. In conclusion, I just want to reiterate that it's important that you throw that image for your life destination and that you use that as the compass for you and that you make every day of your life a masterpiece. Thank you.